So how do you go about paying a great compliment on a first date? I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and in this short video, I'm going to give you 3 do's and 3 don'ts of paying compliments on first dates. So my first don't. I don't want you to overuse compliments. Compliments are a little bit like gifts. If we overgive them, then they start to lose their meaning and their value to a person. So instead, I want you to really focus on using compliments sparingly. If we overuse compliments, bombard a person with flattery, it's likely to come across that we're not there to build a sincere connection with them, but instead we're trying to flatter them into liking us. Ultimately, this will end up making you look more like a fan and less like someone they'd like to date. My second don't is to avoid using generic compliments. It can be nice when somebody turns up to a date to say, "You look great." But if you keep hammering home the, "You look beautiful, you're just so gorgeous, have you done your makeup in a different way?" When you bombard again with compliments, especially compliments that are more superficial, this will again place you firmly in the fan camp and really make it look like you're desperate to win this person's approval. And because of that, you are showering them with compliments. My third don't is avoid over-explaining your compliments. So if you say to someone, "I really like your dress, I think the pattern in it brings out the color of your eyes," not only are you going to end up inadvertently sounding like someone's great aunt, which probably isn't what you're going for on that first date, you're also going to seem that you're not fully confident in expressing that compliment. Whenever we over-explain or over-justify our actions, what it can tend to look like is that we're not fully secure in what we're saying, and because of that, we're needing to over-explain ourselves. So if we avoid these compliment pitfalls, what do we do next to really clearly express a great compliment? Also, if you do want to develop this high confidence, this self-esteem when it comes to dating, I'd highly encourage you to enroll in my free dating program. The link is just beneath this video. So when it comes to compliments, the first thing I want you to do is, as you're only saying maybe 1 or 2 at a maximum important compliments on that date, I really want you to draw effort and attention to the fact you're paying that compliment. If we hurry through the compliment, say it too softly, again, that can accidentally communicate that you're not fully secure in how you're expressing something. So if you're going to make a compliment, let's make the most of it. A great way to do this is actually to stop the conversation, drop the compliment in, and restart it. This may look something like you reaching over, perhaps touching somebody on the fore of their arm and saying, "I'm just going to have to stop you there. You really light up when you're talking about your work. I can tell it's super important to you." Then you say, "Anyway, I'm interrupting. Please restart." And at that moment, you'd actually reach out again, touch the person's arm, and restart the conversation. By doing a stop-start compliment, where you stop the flow of the conversation, pay the compliment, drawing full attention to it and restarting it, it will actually create a little spike of intensity where someone will be like, "Whoa, what was that?" And in fact, that can be quite good for your dates. As you've noticed, if your date feels so comfortable that you could both just get into your pajamas now and chill out, you may not be creating enough of a spark to get through to that second date. So a great way to go about doing this is in how you pay your compliments. The second thing I want you to think about with how you can pay compliments effectively is to choose a detail of something they've contributed to the conversation or something that's actually happened within the present moment. Again, when we compliment someone on their looks, it can occasionally be okay, but for most people, they'll feel a better, deeper sense of validation for it being around something that they've actually put effort into. That's why noticing that someone's face lights up when they talk about something, or that they seem really present, or that they maintain great eye contact, or that you like how focused they are, or how they spontaneously suggested swapping bars, that's going to be a much better level of compliment than just saying that they've got a nice smile. The final do for compliments is to draw attention to the fact you see something unusual or interesting within them. Now, you can imply this if you say something like, "I never expected I'd tell you this on a first date," or "It's not often I find myself speaking this openly." It may not be direct, but the compliment is still heavily implied. You're effectively telling someone, "Most people don't usually have this effect on me." You can also be really conscious in your compliment to use words like interesting, unique, unusual. I don't meet people like that very often. So that the other person can understand that you're not just paying out compliments willy-nilly, but you're in fact really perceiving something in them that's special. And if there's one thing people love, it's to feel valued and appreciated for who they actually are. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn. I hope you loved this video. And if you have, please give us a like or a subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.